Hi, welcome to this tutorial. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it with your friends. Today we are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended, Variant 4-2, June 2018. In the first question, we have been given a list of ingredients. To make 20 biscuits, we have butter, sugar, flour and rice. Find the mass of rice as a percentage of the mass of sugar. So mass of rice is 425. Over the mass of sugar, which is 500. Whenever they say as a percentage, you multiply by 100. And this will give us 85%. A2, find the mass of butter needed to make 35 of these biscuits. We know that 20 biscuits need 260 grams of butter. Therefore, 35 biscuits need how many? We can cross multiply and solve it. So we will have 22x is equal to 260 multiplied by 35 and x is equal to 260 multiplied by 35 divided by 20, which is 455 grams. A3. Mikhail has 2 kilograms of each ingredient. Work out the greatest number of these biscuits that he can make. When you have a question like that, look at the ingredient list. Choose the one which has the most weight, which is 650 grams of flour. So 20 biscuits can be made by 650 grams of flour. So 2 kilogram will make how many biscuits? 2 kilogram, change it to grams, it will become 2000 grams. Will make how many biscuits? Cross multiply and you will get 20 multiplied by 2000 is equal to 650 multiplied by x. Divide 20 multiplied by 2000 by 650 and you will get 61.5. You cannot have 61.5 biscuits. They want the whole number of biscuits, so there'll be 61 biscuits. He can make 61 biscuits. A company makes these biscuits at a cost of $1.35 per packet. These biscuits are sold for $1.89 per packet. Calculate the percentage profit the company makes on each packet. To know this, you need to know a formula, that is percentage profit is equal to selling price minus cost price over cost price multiplied by 100. It's not very difficult to remember, and you can use the same formula with a little bit change for percentage loss. It will be cost price minus selling price over cost price multiplied by 100. It's a good idea to write down all the formulas in one sheet so you can refer to them when you need to. What is our selling price? 1.89, and cost price is 1.35 divided by 1.35 multiplied by 100. Just put this in the calculator and you will get 40. So that's the percentage the company makes profit on each packet. In part 2, the selling price of 1.89 has increased by 8% from last year. Calculate the selling price last year. Whenever there is increased by a percentage, write on the side 100 plus 8 divided by 100. You will get 1.08. The selling price last year has increased by 1.08 and now it is 1.89. So what is the selling price of last year? It is 1.89 divided by 1.08. You will get 1.75. Over a period of 3 years, the company's sales of biscuits increased from 15.6 million packets to 20.8 million packets. The sales increased exponentially by the same percentage each year. Calculate the percentage increase each year. So if it is increasing, you will use this equation, and if it is decreasing, you will use this equation. P is whatever was your starting packets. In each case, your P can be anything that was in the initial amount or the starting of anything. Here, your starting is 15.6 million packets. Then it increased to 20.8 million. So using this rule, we will write 15.6 bracket 1 plus R over 100. Because we do not know the percentage increase, R is your percentage increase and N is the number in years. Our period is 3 years. This equals to 20.8 million packets. Now we have to make R the subject. It's okay if you don't put in the calculator till you make R the subject. Divided by 15.6. The cube will become cube root. So 20.8 over 15.6 to the power of 1 over 3, which is a cube root. The plus 1 when we bring to the other side. This will give you R over 100 is equal to 0.1006 multiplied by 100, and you will get R is equal to 10.06 percentage. You can round it to one decimal place. In D, the people who work for the company are in the following age groups. So we have Group A, Group B, and Group C. The ratio of the number in Group A to the number in Group B is 7:10. And the ratio of the number in Group B to the number in Group C is 4:3. D1, find the ratio of the number in Group A to the number in Group C. Give your answer in its simplest form. What information has been given to us? Ratio of A and B and ratio of B to C. So the ratio of A to B is 7:10, and the ratio of B to C is 4:3. B is common in both, and we have to find the ratio of A to C. In a question like this, what is common? Try to make it the same. So I'm going to multiply by 4 here, which will give me 28 is to 40, and here I'll multiply by 10. So 40 is to 30. The 40s are cancelled. What is remaining? 28 is to 30 is the ratio of A to C. If you simplify it, you will get 14 is the ratio to 15. D2. There are 45 people in Group C. Find the total number of people who work for the company. Let's write down the ratio of A, B, and C. A is 28, B is 40, and C is 30. So the total number of people in Group C, 45. 30 over 98. 98 we will get when we add 28 plus 40 plus 30. The total of the ratio always goes down. Multiply by the total number of people will give us the number of people in Group C, which is 45. Therefore, total is equal to 45 multiplied by, whenever you have something like this, we flip it over when we bring to the other side. So 30 over 98 will be 98 over 30. This will give us 147. So the total number of people who work for the company are 147. This is a mean mode median question. The time taken for each of 120 students to complete a cooking challenge is shown in the table. So we have been given group data. A1, write down the modal time interval. Modal means the most repeated. So you look at the frequency, which is the most, 44. In which class interval? 20 to 25. So that's your answer. A2, write down the interval containing the median time. To find the median time, take the frequency and divide by 2. You will get 60. 60 is the position of the data that you have to look at. When you add 44 plus 32, you will get 72. So 60 position is going to be in the class width 25 to 30. A3, calculate an estimate of the mean time. To calculate the estimate of the mean time, you have to find the midpoint of each class group. To find the midpoint of each class group, you have to add the two values and divide by 2. So this will give us 22.5. 25 plus 30 divided by 2, 27.5. We'll do the same for each one here. Be careful about adding the values and dividing it by 2. After you are done this, you have to multiply it with the frequency and write the answer here. So 22.5 multiplied by 4, write the answer here. These are the numbers you will get when you multiply the midpoint by frequency. After that, we'll use the formula mean is equal to the sum of the midpoint multiplied by the frequency divided by the total frequency. So we will add all these numbers and divide by 120. That will give us 28.3. In A4, a student is chosen at random. Find the probability that this student takes more than 40 minutes. So we can see here more than 40 minutes is 4. And the total frequency of students is 120. So the answer is going to be 4 over 120. B1, complete the cumulative frequency table. So to complete the cumulative frequency table, we will need to look at the table which was given to us before. This one. So we just have to add 44 plus 32 will give us 76. 76 plus 28 will give us 104. 104 plus 12 will give us 116, and 116 plus 4 will give us 120. On the grid, draw a cumulative frequency diagram to show this information. So we have to plot these points when time, this is the axis for time, and this is the axis for the cumulative frequency. So when t is 20, cumulative frequency is 0. So that's the first point. When it's 25, then we have 44. 30 is 76. And 35 is 104. 104 is here. And 40 is 116. This is 100, so 116 is here. And 45 is 120. We have to make a smooth curve to join it together. That will do. B3, find the median time. To find the median time, divide the frequency by 2. Our frequency is 120 divided by 2, 60. This is the value on y-axis, and we have to find the time which is on the x-axis. So median time is 60 here. Time will go down. It's here. This is 25, 26, 27.5. Your answer is 27.5. For part 4, they want you to find the interquartile range. To find the interquartile range, you need to find the upper quartile and the lower quartile. This is the formula that we will use to find the upper quartile, lower quartile, and interquartile range. To find the upper quartile, we have to multiply 3 over 4 by the frequency, which is 120, and that will give you 90. 90 is the cumulative frequency, so it is on the y-axis. Here is 90, and the corresponding x value is 32.5. And to find the lower quartile, 1 over 4 multiplied by 120 will give you 30. Again, the 30 is on the y-axis, and the corresponding y value is 21, 22, 23.5. Now for the interquartile range, we have to subtract the upper quartile from the upper quartile, the lower quartile, and that will give us 9. Any answer between 8.5 to 9.5 will be accepted. Find the number of students who took more than 37 minutes to complete the cooking challenge. 37 is here, so 37 is this point here, and the corresponding cumulative frequency will be 110. So these are the number of students who took more than 37 minutes, which are 10. Again, you have been given a range from 8 to 12, any whole numbers that could be the right answer. This is a transformation question. A1, draw the image of triangle A after a reflection in the line x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 is here. We'll draw the line there. And then we will plot the points. So if you have one square, it will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 down. We have to join these points now. So this is the image after a reflection in the line x is equal to 2. In A2, draw the image of triangle A after translation by the vector -2, 4. The thing you should know about vector transformation is that your top number is x and the down number is y. If it's positive, it will move x units to the right and y units up. If it's negative, your point will move to the left and the y unit will go down by that number. So we have -2 and 4. So let's take one point. Let's take this point. It will move 2 units left and it will go 4 units up. This is how your A2 will look like. We just have to we chose one point and then you measure it 4 here, 2 down, and join the 2 points together. In A3, draw the image of triangle A after an enlargement by scale factor -half, center 3, 1. So this is your center 3, 1, and we have to join these 3 points to this point here. This is how you join the points of the triangle with the point given to us as the center. The scale factor is -half. So let's count the number of squares to that center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 multiplied by half is 3. So 1, 2, and 3. This is your new point here. Now let's take the other line. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 multiplied by half, 3. 1, 2, and 3. The second point, the third one, is 1, 2, 3, 4, So 4 multiplied by half is 2. That will be here. Now we join all the points together. Whenever you have negative as your scale factor, the point will be the other side of the center given to us. In part B, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So this triangle onto this triangle. If you are confused, first you can get to the answer by elimination. See, the sizes are the same, so it's not enlargement. It is definitely not a reflection. It's also not a translation because the shape has been changed. So what else is remaining? Rotation. So it is rotation. You need to write three things for rotation. You have to specify it as rotation. You have to say the angle and clockwise or anti-clockwise and the center of rotation. You can use a tracing paper, and when you do that, you will get that this triangle has rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and the center is -6, -2. Part C. Describe fully the single transformation represented by the matrix 0, -1, -1, 0. Matrix is not a part of your syllabus from this year, but still there are rules that are given to you. This is your this numbers here represent your y. So there has been a change in your y. So y is equal to, it's a reflection, y is equal to -x. These questions are about indices and exponents. We have bracket 3 p square to the power of 5. Please remember the 5 or whatever power is there, it's for each term which is inside. So 3 to the power of 5 and 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. So p to the power of 10. 3 to the power of 5 will give us 243 p10. In A2, there's a divide. First divide the numbers. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And then subtract the powers of x. You have a 2 here and you have a 1 here. So 2 minus 1, 1. And the same we will do for y. 6 minus 2, 4. So that's your answer. When you have a negative power, flip it over to make it positive. Now that power 2 is for m and for 5, which will give us m square over 25. Let's read the next question. All measurements are in meters. The diagram shows a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 310 square meter. Work out the value of W. We also have to find out X before we find W. And because it is a rectangle, both the sides are going to be equal. So that's how we will find our X. 5x minus 9 is equal to 3x plus 7. Bring the x's on one side. This, when you bring here, it will become -3x. And the -9, when you bring this side, will become +9. 5 minus 3, 2x. 7 plus 9, 16. X is equal to 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Therefore, the length is equal to 3 times 8 plus 7. 3 times 8 plus 7 is going to give you 31. Now that we have got our length, we need to find the width. Area has been given to us. To find the area of a rectangle, we use the formula length times width. Area is 310, length we found is 31. We need to find W. So we'll divide 310 by 31, and that will give us 10. 10 meter is equal to W. In this question, we have been given a triangle and a sector. And side AC is 8 centimeter, OB and OC is 7 centimeter, and angle ACO is equal to 78 degrees. Part A, use the cosine rule to show that OA is equal to 9.47 centimeter, correct to 2 decimal places. We need to know this rule for finding the side. A square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos A. If you want to find side A, you must have the angle A. So let's just write down what information that has been given to us. A square is equal to, so this is the rule that you use to find a side by cosine rule. A square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos A. The side that you have to find, you should write the angle here. So O square is equal to 8 square plus 7 square minus 2 times 8 times 7 cos 78. This you can put in the calculator after square rooting the whole thing. You can put it at one go, it's fine. Cos 78. And you will get 9.471. When you round it to 2 decimal place, it is going to be 9.47 centimeter. We have been given two sides. We have been given two sides and one angle, and you want to find the second angle. That is the time we use the sine rule. Even AO is given to us. It is 9.47. This is the sine rule that we are going to use. Sine A we need to find, and the small a is your side. The side opposite the angle we want to find, which is 7. And we will use sine C, which is sine 78, this one here, and write the side that is given there, 9.47. Therefore, sine A will equal to sine 78 over 9.47 multiplied by 7. This whole answer, you will write it in a bracket, sine inverse. Whenever you want to find an angle, you have to take the inverse of the trig identity. So sine 78 over 9.47 times 7 will give us 46.3 degrees. So that is your answer, 46.3 degrees. The next part, the perimeter of the design is 29.5 centimeter. Show that angle COB is equal to 41.2 degrees, correct to 1 decimal place. So we need to find angle COB. To find this angle, we will have to find this arc length. They have given us information that the perimeter of the design is 29.5. This side here is A, AC is 8, AO is 9.47, and OB is 7. So we need to find BC. AO plus AC plus OB plus BC is equal to 29.5. So we will write 9.47 plus 8 plus 7 plus BC is equal to 29.5. That will be BC is equal to 29.5 minus 9.47 plus 8 plus 7. Therefore, BC is equal to 5.03. This is 5.03. This is a sector. In a sector, if you want to find the arc length, we use the formula theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. That will give us your BC. We don't have the theta. What we have is the radius, which is 7, and we found BC, which is 5.03. Now we have to make theta the subject. We can do that by theta over 360 is equal to 5.03 divided by 2 pi 7, and theta is equal to 5.03. 2 multiplied by 7 is 14 pi multiplied by 360. This will give us 41.15. So if you round this, you will get 41.2 degrees. We got our answer here. In a sector, if we have to find the arc length, we use the formula theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. This will give us the arc length. We already have our arc length, which is equal to BC. We need to find the theta. So in that case, we will make theta the subject. Before that, we'll replace everything that we have. So theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi multiplied by 7. 7 is your radius, is equal to BC. BC is 5.03. Theta over 360 is equal to 5.03 divided by 2 pi or multiplied by 7. And we want to find theta, so we'll bring 360 to the other side. It will become a multiply. Theta is equal to 5.03 divided by 2 pi multiplied by 7 multiplied by 360, which is 41.17 degrees. But we have to round it to one decimal place. So when we round it, we'll get 41.2 degrees. The next part of the question, we have to calculate the total area of the design. So we need to find this area. You can see that this is a triangle and this is a sector. To find the area of a triangle, if it is not a right angle triangle, we use the formula half times b times c multiplied by sine a. B and C are the two sides, and sine A is the included angle. To find the area of the sector, we use the formula theta over 360 times pi r square. Theta is your angle and r is your radius. So we will find area 1 and area 2 and add them together. You will have half times 8 times 7 times sine 78. This will give us 27.388. We'll round it up later. And the second area is area of the sector. So theta is 41.2 over 360 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square. R is 7. So this will give us 17.617. We'll round it later. Now the total area will be area 1 plus area 2. The total area is equal to 27.388 plus 17.617, and we'll get 45.005, which we rounded to one decimal, we'll get 45. Therefore, the total area is equal to 45 square centimeter. In part A, we have been given an equation y is equal to x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2x square, and we have to complete this table. So in place of x, we will put negative 0.5, 1 and 2, and we will get the y values. Part B, on the grid, draw the graph for y is equal to x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2x square. So these are the points that we need to plot on the graph. So after we plot the points, these are the points which we have plotted. Now we have to join them together. This is how your graph will look like when you plot all the points and join them together. You cannot join these 2 points because there is no value for x. X, when it is 0, x is not equal to 0. Moving on to the next question. By drawing a suitable tangent, find an estimate of the gradient of the curve at x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to negative 2 is here. So we have to draw a line that touches the curve at x is equal to negative 2. And that will give us this line. After that, we have to find the gradient. To find the gradient, we use the rule y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. They have already given us 1 point when x is -2, y is -2.8. The other point we can take is this point here, 0 and 4. When x is 0, y is 4. Always try to choose a point from the axis, it becomes easier to solve. So 4 minus 2.8 over 0 minus 2. This will give us 3.4. You can have any range between 3 to 5 and you will get the marks for it. In C2, write down the equation of the tangent to the curve at x is equal to -2. Give your answer in the form y is equal to mx plus c. A very easy question. You need to write it in this format. Y is equal to mx plus c. Your m is 3.4 and c means your y-intercept. It means where it cuts your y-axis, which is 4. So your answer is 3.4x plus 4. You might get a little bit different answer here. It's fine because if your gradient is different and maybe your y-intercept is a little different, it's fine. They will give you the correct mark for it. In part D, use your graph to solve the equation 1 x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2 x square is equal to 0. The number after the 0 is your y value. So when y is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 on your x-axis. The place where it cuts the x-axis is here. Your answer could be anything between 1.0, just a minute, between 1.05 to 1.25 and it will be accepted. D2, we have been given the same equation but there is a plus 4 is equal to 0. This we have to rearrange it. So it will be x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2x square is equal to -4. So now we have to look at the graph and see where y is equal to -4. It's this line. So it cuts at 1 place, 2 place, and 3 place. So you will get 3 values of x. When x is equal to -2.3 to -2.2 or -0.4, we are looking at the y values to -0.3. Here this is -0.4. And then this one is when x is 0.3 or 0.4. So these are your 3 x values, x1, x2, and x3. In part E, the equation x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2x squared plus 4 is equal to 0 can be written in the form ax to the power of n plus bx n minus 3 -3 is equal to 0. Find the value of a, the value of b, and the value of n. When you look at this equation here, you can see that there is no denominator. So that's the first thing we will do. Remove the denominator. So you have x cube over 3 minus 1 over 2x squared plus 4 is equal to 0. To make the denominator same, first let's just remove the x squared. That will make it easier for you to understand. So I multiply by x squared each term. And when you do that, you will get x to the power of 5. We add the powers 3 plus 2, 5 over 3 minus 1 over 2, the x square gets cancelled, plus 4x square is equal to 0. Now we are left with 3 and 2 in the denominator. If you find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 2, it is 6. How do we get 6? If we multiply 3 by 2, if you multiply in the denominator, you also have to multiply in the numerator. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and multiply by 6, yeah. So we multiply by 6 on the top also. Now we are just going to arrange it properly. You will get 2x to the power of 5 minus 3 plus 24 x square. And because they have a common denominator, you can write it as one fraction. 6 multiplied by 0 is 0. We are left with 2x to the power of 5 plus 24 x square minus 3 is equal to 0. So you can see that A is 2, B is 24, and N is 5. In the next question, we have been given a diagram and it is a right angle triangle. We have to show that 5x squared minus 12x minus 27 is equal to 0. Three sides have been given to us, and because it is a right angle, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem is a square plus b square is equal to c square. C is your hypotenuse, the side opposite your right angle. So a is x square, b is 2x minus 3 square is equal to 6 square. Now we have to expand the bracket here. It is very essential that you learn this rule. If you have a plus b square, when you expand, you will have a square plus 2ab plus b square. Algebra is something that you're going to do till your grade 12, and these identities are very useful. If it's a minus, you put a minus here. That's it. But if you don't know this, then you can expand your bracket 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. So the first thing you will do is 2x times 2x, which will give you 4x squared. 2x times negative 3, which is negative 6x. And negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. So this will give us 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 minus 36 is equal to 0. When we simplify it, we'll get 5x squared minus 12x minus 27 is equal to 0. So we did what they asked us to do. Next question. Solve 5x squared minus 12x minus 27 is equal to 0. Show all your working and give your answers correct to 2 decimal place. Whenever it's a quadratic formula or a quadratic equation and you have to solve it to 2 decimal place, you either use the quadratic formula or completing the square. We are going to use quadratic formula. So the formula is x is equal to negative b plus and minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. Let's write down the a and b and c. A is 5, b is negative 12, and c is negative 27. We just have to now substitute. Please be careful because this negative is already there in the formula. So when you are putting your negative, put a bracket and then put your b. Plus and minus negative 12 square minus 4, 5, and negative 27 over 2 times 5. This will give us 12 plus and minus 10, 6, 84. So either x is equal to 12 plus square root 684 over 10, or x is equal to 12 minus square root 684 over 10. We'll just put in the calculator and get the answer. This will give us 3.815, and this will give us negative 1.415. But we have to round it to correct to 2 decimal places. So that will be 3.82 and negative 1.42. Those are the two values of x's. Next question, calculate the perimeter of the triangle. So this is our triangle, and we have to add all the three sides to get the perimeter. X is 3.82. We cannot take the negative value because sides cannot be negative. The other side will be, so this is 3.82, and the other side will be 2 times 3.82 minus 3. That will give us 4.64. So we will add now 3.82 plus 4.64 plus 6. And we will get 14.46. The next question, calculate the smallest angle of the triangle. The smallest angle is always opposite the smallest side. So this is your smallest side. So the angle that is the smallest will be this one. You can use any of the trigonometric identity to find the angles. I'm using tan. Let's name it A. Tan A is equal to opposite, which is 3.82, and adjacent, which is 4.64. Therefore, A will equal to tan inverse 3.82 over 4.64, giving us the answer 39.46. We will round it to 1 decimal place, 39.5 degrees. So now we have a function question. We have been given f of x, g of x, and h of x. In A1, we have to find hf of A3. We work from inside out. We work like this. First, find f of A3. That means wherever there is 8, we'll put 8 over 3. And the answer is 0. So now, in place of x in h, we will put 0. So 2 to the power of 0 is 1. The same we are going to do in part 2. First, we will find h of negative 2. H of negative 2, so 2 to the power of negative 2 will give you 1 over 4. And then replace the x in g with 1 over 4. So g of 10, 1 over 4 plus 1, that will give us 8. The third one is find the inverse. Finding the inverse, so in place of g of x, we will write y is equal to 10 over x plus 1. We have to make x the subject. So let's first cross multiply. X plus 1 is equal to 10 over y. And then the x will move to the other side, the 1 will move to the other side, 10 over y minus 1. Now that your x is the subject, write it as g inverse x is equal to 10. Replace the y with x, 10 over x minus 1. In this question, we have to find f of inverse f of 5. So the first thing we'll have to do is find f inverse. We'll do exactly what we did before. We'll write y is equal to 8 minus 3x. And you have to make x the subject. Our x is negative. Subject cannot be negative, so bring it to this side, make it positive. 8 minus y, and divide it by 3. Now that my x is the subject, I'll write it as f inverse x is equal to 8 minus x over 3. We first have to find f of 5. So f of 5 is going to be 8 minus 3 to the power of 5, 3 multiplied by 5, sorry, which will give us negative 7. Now this answer we will substitute in our f inverse, and we will get 8 minus 7 over 3. You will get the answer is 5. Part B. Write f of x plus g of x as a single fraction in its simplest form. So we have 8 minus 3 over x plus 10 over x plus 1. To write it in a single form, you need to have a common denominator. So if there's nothing, there's a 1 here, right? So multiply by x plus 1 here and x plus 1 here. Open the bracket up. You can expand the bracket on the side here. You have 8 minus 3x times x plus 1. So 8 multiplied by x is 8x. 8 multiplied by 1, 8. Negative 3x squared, and negative 3x multiplied by 1 is negative 3x. Arrange it so you will get negative 3x plus 5x plus 8. Now we'll write it here, negative 3x squared plus 5x plus 8 plus 10 over x plus 1. Add the like terms together. 8 plus 10, 18 over x plus 1. And we have written it as a single fraction in the simplest form. This is a circle theorem question. And we have been given 3 angles. And we have to find angle EBD, giving reasons for your answer. The first thing you will notice is that this is 28. Therefore, OED will also be 28. Always remember if the radius is there, so the sides are same, correct? So the opposite angles will also be same because it's an isosceles triangle. To find O, you can do 180 minus 28 minus 28. Because the sum angle property of a triangle is it equals to 180. Therefore, you have this as 180 minus 28 is 124. The other rule that you should know is that the angle at the circumference is twice the angle at the angle at the center is twice the angle at the. This is a circle theorem question, and we have been given 3 angles. We have to work out the following angles and give reasons for the answers. Angle EBD. This is a radius, this is the center, so this is the radius and this is the radius. It means it's an isosceles triangle. The two sides are equal. Therefore, this side will also be, the angle will be the same as this angle. To find the third angle, you have to do 180 minus 28 plus 28, which will give you 124. The angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. So if this is 124, this will be 124 divided by 2, which is 62. Now let's write down the reasons. Angle EBD is 62 because isosceles triangle, and angle at the circumference is angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. The next angle they want is EAD. So EAD they want this angle here. So angle EAD is also going to be 62. The reason being angles in same segment are equal. See, this angle here is starting from this point E and D, and so is the angle EAD. Therefore, angles in the same segment are equal is your reason. Or you can also use angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference rule also. Next question, work out angle BEO. So we need to find this angle BEO. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. A, C, D, and E is a cyclic quadrilateral because it's a quadrilateral and all its vertices are touching the circle. In a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angles equal to 180. So this angle here and all these angles equal to 180. Therefore, angle BEO will equal to 180 minus 109 plus 35 plus 28. You will get 8. So this is 8. In part B, in a regular polygon, the interior angle is 11 times the exterior angle. Work out the number of sides of this polygon. We have to use two formulas here. The first one is, let's begin with writing, let the exterior angle equal to x. Therefore, the interior angle will be 11x. As they told us, it's 11 times the exterior angle. The interior angle plus the exterior angles equal 180. So 12x is equal to 180 and x is equal to 180 divided by 12, which will give us 15. Therefore, the exterior angle is 15. There's another rule that exterior angle is equal to 360 divided by number of sides. We will make the number of sides the subject and 360 divided by the exterior angle, which is 360 divided by 15. The answer is 24. So the number of sides are 24. Moving on to B2, find the sum of the interior angles of this polygon. The sum of the interior angles of this polygon, again you need to know a rule. The sum is equal to n minus 2 times 180. What is our n? 24. 24 minus 2 multiplied by 180 will give us 3,960. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope I have been able to help you. If you want me to solve any particular year exam paper or any variant, do mention in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you.